What's up, bro?
What's good, man?
Hey, bro. What'd you play today at?
Man, we played at 4 to Win Game Store. You already know, the best shop in town.
Man, what place you got today, bro?
First, number one, the best. You already know. And
Did you go undefeated, bro?
undefeated, 4-0.
What you play, bro?
Bro, people was talking about how Brandon Despia was falling off, so I had to show them how to do it right. We're doing some Despia today.
All right, you gonna give us a deck profile, bro?
Deck profile here for y'all.
I bet.
So, obviously, our starters. That Alu Bird, he always gonna set it up right. That extra negate is good, and his search effect mandatory. Tragedies at 3. I like some, obviously, the search here off that branded opening, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and that banish effect to set branded spells definitely comes in. After that, 3 branded openings, mandatory. 3 branded fusions, mandatory. I've seen a lot of profiles start doing the 3 of the branded or red, but I think 2 should get the job done. And there's other branded spells we're playing in this deck, so those are actually what we're gonna start searching.
We got some spice in there, huh?
Got some spice in there. Monsters, we got Ad Libitum, mandatory anti-Despia deck that lets you banish twice with Mirror Jade, so I think it's really clutch. That secondary effect to increase the attack sometimes comes up, but that first effect is mandatory for this deck.
Okay.
We're testing out Comedy to see how he does. There's an interesting interaction with Guardian Chimera, in which where someone can try and get rid of your Guardian Chimera when you fusion off, and you can tribute him with Comedy, and Chimera will still trigger because he was still fusion summoned. So it's very nice, and plus he's a little extra searcher off of the branded openings when you have your extra combos.
There's a Despia monster as well.
Yep. Now, of course, Fallen Albaz, I've seen 3, but I play him at 2, and then I play when I'll be on the Shrouded.
Bro, what's the other ulti though, bro?
Man, I like my mixed rarity sometimes. Leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? But also, Incredible Ecclesia. These. Incredible Ecclesia will special summon you to fall on the Albaz. They set up board. You special summon her tribute, so she can't be stopped by Imperm. And then you get your fall on the Albaz. And even if you negate that, that's fine. That was just, we're trying to get the fodder out. We're trying to get those effect veilers triggered. We're trying to get all those negates out the way. This draw 1 effect, clutch. Set in branded opening, so you now have your fusion protection in the graveyard and a +1. So it's a nice little added thing in there. I do play the Frightfur package. I don't play it at the ratios that most people play it at. I think how the OCG does 2s is really nice. It doesn't hurt your consistency as much, but you still see what you want to see.
So what people regularly play?
I've seen people do 3-3-2, and I think that hurts them because if you have Edge Imp and you have your polymerizations like these in hand aren't necessarily bricks, right? But if you have a Frightfur Patchwork and you got rid of 2 polys or got rid of 2 of Edge Imps, this Frightfur Patchwork is brick. But poly will always trigger if you got 2 monsters, and Edge Imp will always trigger if you have a fusion. So I feel like this ratio is probably the most efficient. Now this is where we get to see a little bit of spice.
Okay.
Dogmatica Ecclesia, Dogmatica Fleur-de-Lis, and 2, the Deer Servant.
Why these, bro?
Now, most people focus on the window, the schism, the lock. This sends Albion. That's set up for turn 2. If you have nothing else, they ash your branded fusion, this will still get you a play, because you can't ash both. Also, with the new fusion monster, the super poly target, if you send to the graveyard, that's a +1. So you have that little extra boost. So I definitely think the Deer Servant is something that people should consider adding into it. Little extra branded spells that have been added in. I'll show you this right here. Theater, on one of is nice. You see it, doesn't hurt too much. Branded Loss gives you so much advantage. If you already have the branded fusion in hand, Alibur, I'm usually searching Branded Loss because it gives me a +1 and it stops a lot of people. Doesn't stop the Ash, but monster negates, effect negation is really, activation negation is stopped for the most part. Branded Banishment, super poly that banishes targets. So DPE, gone. Like all certain targets get out the way. Now this came out in Powers of the Element, Branded Expulsion. The way this card works, and it's actually a generic fusion card. You tribute a fusion monster, and then target 2 non-fusion monsters, and you can special summon 1 to each side of the field. But if it's Fallen Outbass fusion monster, you can summon both to your side of the field. And this is where your Scythe Lock comes in.
Scythe Lock, bro.
Branded Fusion will send that. You set your Branded Expulsion instead, and you can summon your Scythe and Scythe Lock the opponent. If you tribute a fusion monster and you already have a Fallen Outbass in the graveyard, you can even wait a minute for them to pull out a monster and then trigger it, and the Fallen Outbass effect will trigger too. So you'll get a Scythe Lock and a fusion, which is very nice.
You think that's gonna go to 1, the Scythe? Or is it gonna get banned, I mean?
Dag the over Scythe.
Alright.
Dag the over Scythe, in my opinion. Other than that, we got Board Breakers, Super Poly, Dark a little more, the 2 best cards in the game. I actually only play it at 2. I've been thinking about bumping up 1 more, but I've honestly been seeing it. I've honestly been drawn into it.
I know you have, bro.
I'm not saying I'm stacking, man. And Allure of Darkness is my draw card. It gives me, I have plenty of dark monsters, so I'm not hurt by it, and Tragedy always gets me that plus. It's actually a draw 2 instead of a draw 1, but it's got that Tragedy effect. Foolish Burial and Call by the Grave, and that'll clink the main deck.
No hand traps, bro?
No hand traps. I feel like hand traps in this format is not necessarily what you need. You can stop a combo line, but usually people have a lot of extenders. But a Board Breaker, Dark a little more, stops a lot of the meta decks right now. Splites get stopped. What is the one? Most of the plays get stopped with Dark a little more. I've played a hero player, Venture. What's it called? Therion stuff. There's a lot of people that just focus on monster negation or monsters that affect negate. Anyways, so there's just a lot that can't be stopped with Dark a little more.
Okay.
In regards to the extra deck, relatively standard. 2 Albions.
2 Albions.
2 Libellions. 2 Mirror Jades. I do 1 Titaniclad because I do run the Deer package, but that's as far as my Outbass monsters go. Sometimes this will switch out for Alba Renatus because I think that set effect that he does is pretty nice. Despia wise, 2 Masquerades. This is a win condition itself.
Of course.
This is for time. Burn the hell out of people. Pay me. I need 600. Queritus will save your life. Also, his effect to special summon Fallen Outbass or a Despia monster comes in a lot. Proskinia, super slept on card. This is super easy to make. 1 light, 1 dark, 1 Despia, which you usually have set up, and he can banish or special summon 1 of the extra deck monsters in the graveyard. So that can stop combos, that can stop plays, and it can also snatch it for yourself. So I do enjoy that. As far as Guardian Chimera, I do play 1. I don't think 2 is necessary. Lubellion can get the recursion you might need if you actually lost your Chimera, but you have the polymerizations in the graveyard, so it has protection. Super party targets: Starving Venom, Dragon Stapelia, and the newest baddest bitch. That boy, my winged dragon, or winged Garura.
The draw 1.
With the +1 off of the Deer Servant or Super Poly for playing the Splites. So it definitely has served me a lot. Extra deck, side deck, DD Crows, given for the format. Ghost Reapers for the Mirror Match and Tillermans because they usually do play Mirror Jade or they play the Dragon Stapelia, so that can stop them a lot. Evenly match is necessary. Back row removal, the Cosmic Cyclones, and the Harpy Feathers Duster. Like I said, I do play a lot of 2-ofs, and 2-of is kind of my favorite ratio for things. D-Barrier, obviously, stops a lot of plays. Anti-Spell, don't play Yu-Gi-Oh. It's budget IO. But the nicest one I feel like is Warning Point. For this format, to be able to stop fusion summons, stop link summons, stop XYZs, this hits everybody. But other than that, it's been serving me. Everything's been going good.
What else you play against, bro?
We saw Heroes today. We saw Tyrant Lightsworn today. We saw Brave Therion ADC. And what was the last one? I can't even remember because I whooped them so quickly. But yeah, first place. This has been 2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. Same deck?
About the same, a little slight changes here and there, but generally all the same. I think the only changes I made was the ratio of allures and then the comedy. Everything else has been hidden.
All right, bro. Thanks for the deck profile, bro. Congrats on the dub.
I appreciate it, man. You know we got you. Ooh, first place.